We're the News 19 Nerds. I am Darth Leroy.
Wow, you didn't say what's up internet world or anything.
Nah, man.
Okay.
They know who we are.
Switching it up.
Because they will bow beneath my feet as I rule this galaxy.
I'm the Resistance. That's what I'm going to be.
Y'all lose every time.
Do we?
Yeah.
I feel like we come back at the end.
Yeah.
Come back at
Y'all
6.
Y'all ain't come back after The Last Jedi.
Well, oh, sorry. No, you know what? I'm not the Resistance. I'm going to be the Rebels. The Rebels from 6. That's
Who you going to be?
I am a relative of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, no. No.
You just chilling, you chilling out on Naboo?
Yep.
No, sir. That's a bad sir.
Oh, Misa, kill your people.
Oh, great.
Since we gonna go there.
Yeah, all right.
What's up,
so,
guys? We're the News 19 Nerds.
we're here.
We're here.
Finally doing this.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Mandalorian.
Yep.
Mandalorian review? What did we call it?
I mean, we'll try to do this like we're doing Watchmen and review it episode by episode.
So we've
First
watched,
2 episodes.
We've done the first 2 episodes. What do you guys think? Is it worth getting Disney Plus just for this show? Because that's what some people are doing.
Oh yeah. I didn't know people were doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like
it's a good show.
Yeah, I feel like it's safe to say Disney has pushed this as their flagship show.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about the Vault, but I feel like this gets the most push.
Yeah,
besides the Vault, this show by itself gets the most push. They don't really talk, which they should talk about, but they don't talk about Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, they should talk about that.
They
Man is
should.
a national treasure.
But they don't talk about it like
Protect
they do
him
Mandalorian.
at all costs.
They don't talk about Encore. They don't talk about High School Musical.
Yeah, I didn't even know about Encore until
Yeah.
y'all said something about it, and I was like, "What's that?"
Yeah, this is the flagship show, and is it worth $6.99? I'm in.
It's actually the same price as like Apple TV. If you think
Yeah.
about it, for like if you're buying Apple TV for just like 3 shows,
Yeah.
and this is the like you.
I think it's worth it because honestly, when I first was hearing about the show, I was like, cool, But once I saw that first episode, I was in.
You were
after
in?
the first episode, yeah.
Is it what you guys were expecting? Because it's not so far, and I'm happy to say it's not what I expected.
I didn't know what to expect, so I'm
was-
completely just like, okay.
This was what I was expecting. I was expecting a Western style lone wolf kind of show. Like I was expecting him to be like this gunslinger who lives by his own code or rules, and we would be introduced to this new world. But I really expected it to be, because I mean, if you think about it, it's basically a Western.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a space Western.
I got that vibe from the trailer, but what I
Spestern.
didn't...
What?
A spestern. A space.
Yep.
Spell that.
I don't know. We combined
A
it.
Spestern. Yep.
Because when you said it, I was like,
Space, western, spest.
I really thought you had a stroke just now. I was like, we do have to stop this? Are you gonna be okay?
From the trailer, I definitely got Western vibes, but what I didn't get was humorous vibes. Not a lot. Like maybe something that was unintentionally funny from the trailer. Like when that guy got cut by the door, I thought that was funny, but that wasn't necessarily supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
But there's humor in episode 1 and in episode 2.
But you got to remember, Star Wars, at least the trilogy, the original trilogy, has always been humorous.
Yeah.
The part when Princess Leia shoots the trash door, and Han is like, I'm not going in there. Like those little things are like when Han runs through the Death Star, and there's all the stormtroopers. He comes running back the other way. Like it's Star
Classic.
Wars is like littered with humor. So I'm glad to see it back. Because I'm glad to see that it's serious, but they don't take themselves too serious.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
serious show, but it's like
he's serious.
Yeah, he's serious.
But it's like
everybody else.
it's almost, I hate to say it, like Joker. Like it's comedy happening around him. He's not doing it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when you said he's serious, and it's a stretch, but it reminds me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where Captain Holt is always serious, and because he's so serious, everything around him is funnier because
but
of that.
It also reminds me, and so this is not me. I didn't come up with this, and I didn't realize it. This is basically, and we're getting to the spoilers.
Wait, are we getting spoilers yet?
This is basically like Samurai Jack to a certain extent.
Oh yeah,
Like Samurai Jack is serious,
Samurai Jack.
and Samurai Jack is always like, and then it's like funny things happens around him, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's
I see what you're trying to do, but that's not
like,
even
like you're cool.
even more so. I totally agree with that because the pacing almost feels like Samurai Jack too, in terms of how things are done around him, being a singular, insular character, and things around him happen. It's
The way it's shot.
Yeah, and
I see what you're saying.
Like the ambient noise is very solemn and very sparse with what you hear. So you kind of hear things like, it definitely reminds me of like a live action Samurai Jack.
How do y'all feel about, and I feel like this is something that maybe it's just something that all storytellers do, but when it comes to a reveal at the end of an episode, how do y'all feel about, seeing these kinds of episodes where it's like a big reveal, or like, like same with like Game of Thrones, where you would watch the episode and then get to the end, something's happening at the end of the episode and you counting down, okay, so when is this going to happen? What is it going to be? You know what I'm saying?
For me, I feel like it's a case-by-case basis. I definitely feel like writing has changed, television writing has changed, or like procedural writing has changed, where a lot of times when you're doing episodes, you do kind of like a last 2 or 3 minutes of an episode where something happens to almost hook you for the next episode.
Right. And that's what this did.
I would like to bring up that it's interesting you brought up Game of Thrones, but I think writing has evolved and has gotten, it has evolved into me better, because the shows that you mentioned don't have commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So you don't, so if you're writing, let's say you're writing Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you have to write the show
to a break.
To a break.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're...
Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
I can do an episode right now. I can just make up an episode right now.
Son, you know
with
what
the breaks.
You know what I
included.
want to do? I want you to meet Mariska Hargitay.
I want to meet her.
I want
Friend
to
of the
set.
show.
I want to set
Right.
it up and you see her,
Man.
but you don't know she's coming, so I can record your face. So you.
I don't think I'd freak out. I think
you
I'd
would.
be like,
I think
much
you would.
respect. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Just like
son.
respectable
If
bow.
you didn't know she was coming, I think you would freak out.
I'd be like, ah!
But you're right. Like Game of Thrones, the writing is so different versus a Lost, and so this is
Lost was slow.
Because you don't have to write to a break. You can write literally for 55 minutes or however long your episode is. So the first one was 44. This one I don't remember how long.
It was 30 something.
Yeah, and
they're I'm sure it's intentional. They put so much money behind this. I'm sure they could have made them longer, but they're short, and I wish they were longer. Maybe that's intentional. But I'm like, I want more in these episodes.
Do you want it to be longer because you're like, I love it, or do you just like, you feel like the story could be longer? In
A
other words,
mixture of both.
Is it a personal thing?
It's a mixture of both.
Because I want them to be longer just because I don't have self-control and I want to just gorge it all. Not because I think the story...
That's why they're giving you one episode at a time.
Yeah.
Because if you think back, when we watched the Netflix shows, we've all said that some of these Netflix shows, especially the Marvel ones...
Too long.
They were too long.
13 episodes is too much.
And they could have cut out in the episodes some of that stuff. Like I like Jessica Jones, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Jessica Jones season 2 was too long for me.
Yeah.
Like that, like there was a lot of episodes I was like, you could have cut this.
Did you ever see season 3 yet?
I didn't see season 3.
It's good.
I'm not.
It wraps up very well.
And so I
I stopped watching things.
But that's what I was wondering. And like, did they learn from other people's mistakes and say, we just go give you just enough? It's
To
like
keep
that
you
drug
in.
dealer who gives you just enough for you to keep coming back for that hit.
Yeah. I'm curious what other, and this is kind of going ahead, but I'm curious what other Disney original shows we're going to get, and also what other Star Wars shows we're going to get.
We know we're getting Cassian Andor, and we know we're going to get Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
So we know we're getting a Rogue One prequel type show.
With the robot and Cassian.
Yes,
Yeah.
K2SO.
Yeah.
And Cassian, and then we know we're getting an Obi-Wan show.
Yeah.
So we know we're getting those two definitely.
Do you need any more?
I would like.
They paid $4 billion for Star Wars. They need.
True.
But they need a course correction, and this is their course correction because they're like, after Rise of Skywalker, we're gonna take a break. For me, I would love a Knights of the Old Republic show. Give me
Like based off the game stuff that they did, or
I don't care if it's you know what? No, I don't want the game. I want something totally foreign to this 60 years of Star Wars history. Give me something where you don't. The one thing Star Wars has against it that I think did really well, that a lot of people may not like in the new trilogy, anybody can get it. And that's one of those things where the original trilogy did a good job of. Obi-Wan Kenobi dying in the first movie was big.
Yeah, I was like, so wow,
So
I
y'all
need
done.
to go watch more of these.
And so I want to see that in the show, and
And
wonder,
then he comes up as a ghost,
And-
in his spirit.
and I wonder we're gonna get that in Mandalorian. Like don't get attached to Grief Karga, because Grief Karga may get shot in the face with a blaster. So I'm like, I wanted them to take this type of thing, go to a time period that we don't know anybody, we don't know who's gonna make it. and you can do whatever you want with it. You're not tied to this 60-year history. So that's just me. So
who it was when they said the name? I feel you. Hey, we're on the same wavelength. I was like, who was that? Man, just say Carl Weathers. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I was
like,
trying to say
what?
his name.
His name is Carl Weathers forever. His name is either Carl Weathers or Action Jackson.
Yeah.
No,
That's it.
he's Apollo or old boy from Predator.
I'm about to say Apollo for me, man.
Yeah,
Action
Apollo.
Jackson.
Action
Yeah.
Jackson.
Nah, he's Apollo,
I'm
son.
like, Carl Weathers?
Yeah.
Because when I saw him in the scene, I was like, wait a minute.
Carl Weathers. All right, so we can do spoilers now.
Spoilers!
So we're into it.
We're into it. So
Yeah.
guys, right now,
Spoiler!
this is Lone Wolf and Cub in space.
Oh, for sure.
Son,
It really
oh my
is.
goodness.
It's like,
how did y'all
wow.
feel at the end of episode 1?
I was just like, okay.
Really?
I didn't really care about the baby.
Really?
Not
That's
till
why
saw him
I
in
yelled
episode
out.
2.
That's
I was
why I
like,
yelled out in the
I want
newsroom.
that baby.
I was watching
Son,
it in the newsroom
The
the other
first
day.
one, though,
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, I thought I woke up my wife. At the end of the show, I was
I
like,
yelled.
because when he does this, I was like,
I was like, it's a Yoda baby! It's a Yobi!
It's a Yobi.
I was like that too.
We gonna get one of them, but he's 50 years old, bro.
But my dog was like, "Why are you yelling at 4 o'clock
We're
in the
gonna have to
morning?"
adjust the volume there. I'm sorry about that.
My dog
Yobi.
literally looked at me like, "Negro, if you don't calm the hell down, it is."
You don't
4
understand. This
I-
is so rare.
And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, he was so cute too.
He was cute.
I thought he was cute, but I wasn't attached to him until I saw him doing something.
No, I was
Too.
attached.
And
Now
I
you
loved
know.
it.
I was
yes.
attached. When he shot IG-11, I was like, "Yo!" And
So-
and that scene where he was like, "Yeah, I was in."
I feel like, I guess we can check it. Where's Taika Waititi at in this thing? Is he in more than one episode? 'Cause
Yes.
It seems like, so maybe that robot's gonna, no, he ain't.
No, one episode.
This is one episode.
Really? It's
Maybe they
interesting.
cut stuff from the trailer, because I felt like there's
They did.
stuff in the trailer that we haven't seen yet with
I agree.
IG-11.
I agree.
So, I don't know.
I agree. But again, it's also cut a lot of the episode, a lot of the trailer is just little snippets, so we don't know where. Because if
Yeah.
you remember the last trailer we saw, and this is another thing, they cut out IG-11 in the trailer because if you remember those scenes, and Yobi, if you remember those scenes as Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah, when he's fighting sometimes, Yobi's been cut out or whatever.
And so
Yeah.
I went back and watched the trailer. I caught that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
good job, Disney.
Because he's
Good
floating
job.
right there. You can't
Yeah.
have that reveal in the
And
trailer.
I wonder if they got that, not that Marvel came up with this, but you remember there were a couple of Marvel trailers.
When you see the Hulk running.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
run.
that's not in there. And also you saw Captain America fighting Thanos with the gauntlet,
Uh-huh.
and they had taken out some of the stones.
Yeah.
which
And
is
like I said, that's smart.
Yeah.
I like it. I was in first episode. I was in already, and I went back and watched the first episode before the second one loaded. So it basically was like one long episode. I was in, and with that part when that baby showed up, I was like, done. Disney killed it. Thank
because
you.
we really don't know much about. Okay, we were
Yoda's
talking about
people.
this. Yeah, Yoda's people, and like we're like species unknown. You know, is what was defined as his species. We don't know, and we've only seen 2 other of his. You know,
And I forgot about Yaddle.
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 I forgot about Yaddle.
Yaddle. Yaddle.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
See,
forgot about
I think
Yaddle.
when I was looking at the computer screen trying to figure out like what her name was,
Yeah.
I thought that L was an I.
I honestly
I
forgot
needed my
about
glasses.
Yaddle. Until
But she was
this-
only in the Phantom Menace for like
Yeah.
a couple
I
scenes.
agree, but like we watch stuff and
Yeah.
we like Scrub, and I honestly forgot about it until this show.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, in my mind, I was thinking we've only seen one.
Yeah. So so I guess the Mandalorian is on his way to
Deliver
an asset to whomever to these
To-
guys.
To Werner Herzog.
Werner
yeah, Werner
Herzog.
Herzog, yeah. I'm like these 2 dudes, you know.
So, based on that, we
One
see
wanted him alive, the other
they
not.
are clearly remnants or the last vestiges of the Empire, right?
Are
Yeah.
they?
It looked like it.
I think they are, and
Okay.
the reason why I say that is because he had some stormtroopers with him who were wearing weathered armor, so I feel like they had worn it before. The doctor that came in, he had an Imperial or an Empire
Signet.
yeah, you know. Also, Werner Herzog had a medal. So I feel like they're like the last remnants of the Empire.
Okay. See, I wasn't sure if they were or were they. This is what interests me when he said, because I tied it back to this when Carl Weathers said I have Imperial credits or or Calamari credits. I was thinking the Imperial credits or what he was trading in, and that Werner Herzog, they weren't the last remnants. They were basically like, the Empire's dead. We're out for ourselves. Like, it's almost like when the military collapses or government collapses, everybody's for themselves, and they're like, look, you follow me, I'm going to keep you all fed and alive. Mm-hmm. And that's what I wonder, because we know, old boy from Breaking Bad, I can't remember, Giancarlo Esposito.
Right.
He shows up.
Right.
And he's Empire. He is Empire.
Right.
He's not ratty Empire. He's like,
yeah,
you got dirt on your shoes, I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Right.
For breaking protocol. So that's why I was like, I didn't know. And also the payment was in Bespar. And he was like,
is that some type of rare metal or
yeah, it
some
looked
type
like
of
a
alloy
real
or something?
because she said that you can have more younglings can be
Foundlings.
Foundlings will say younglings. Who are younglings?
Those are the ones that got killed by Anakin.
Anakin was
When
like,
he went to that room,
and when he was like,
lightsaber turned on, he was like, oh no,
the younglings.
killed the younglings.
my man had that
Foundlings.
Oh boy! And the funniest thing is, I still see the meme. So the little kid was like, "Are we going such and such?" And old boy was like, "Zoom."
Yeah, yeah.
That mess was sad, tragic. But the Foundlings basically saying that you could sponsor a couple of them off this map.
And that's why I said I was in, because when you realize that Yobi is a found baby, and Mandalorian was a found baby.
You blowing her mind right now.
I did.
You just blew.
Yeah.
Mine blew.
Because the thing is, he was. Because remember, we had this. Our chat people, great commenters, they had been arguing amongst themselves when we had mentioned Boba Fett and Jango Fett, and we had said that they were Mandalorians, and the people were like, no, they weren't. They were bounty hunters, but they had the armor. The whole idea behind the Mandalorian culture is you don't have to be born into it. They are not anti-immigrant. They were like, if you say you follow our teachings, you're Mandalorian.
Right.
And that's what the Mandalorian is.
And we got like brief snippets of the Mandalorian religion when he's. So do we think he's trying to build a whole armor out of this thing? Which would be cool to get. Because he has like the one shoulder piece right now. Which
now he has it.
Right, yeah, now he does.
And if you go back and watch the trailer, you don't see that that shoulder plate in some of those scenes.
Right. And then he also said in the second episode, holding a rifle is part of my religion.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to get more of the Mandalorian religion, because unless you're a Star Wars fanatic, you don't really know. All you have is Jango Fett and Boba Fett.
All I knew is like they don't take their
You don't take the mask.
And again, unless you're watching Clone and Rebels, and unless you like really, because remember the expanded universe is out.
Right.
So the only thing you have to go on is the new stuff that has come out.
Right.
It's, to me, I love seeing this window into this culture of people, because for those of you who do not watch Clone Wars or don't watch Rebels, the Mandalorians were warriors.
I got time now. I can do this.
The Mandalorians are one of the people who could literally go toe-to-toe with a Jedi.
Okay.
And they could literally stand, and they fought very well against them. So it's interesting seeing this and seeing Pedro Pascal play a guy, and then like that whole. That's why I said I was hooked when he had that scene, and then you saw and then it ended, and then you saw like the storyboards, and then you saw the picture of him just kind of like that. I was like, Lone Wolf and Cub. I was like, this is what we got.
I liked his whole setup in terms of how he was introduced in the first episode, like the tone of. There's some type of rowdy thing going on at the bar. He walks in, lone guy, kind of,
Gave no F's.
Right.
You spilled my drink.
Just like a Western, Clint Eastwood coming in, a stranger coming into this place that you don't know, or whatever. And Lord, you the best. The guy with the gills thinks he's on his side. He's not on his side.
Who is that? Because I swear I know him.
He looks familiar.
Oh, I don't know. But they get on the ship, and for the most part, Pedro hasn't talked much at all. At this point, Mandalorian hasn't talked
He's like,
much.
I can take you cold, I can do this cold, or I can do this warm.
The guy thinks he's going to be able to get away from the ship, but as soon as he kind of gets, it's great visual storytelling we see of all these people in carbonite.
Yeah, he's like,
1, 2, 3. There's an empty one. Oh, that's for you.
But the thing is, it was almost like, it was set up like a horror scene.
Yeah.
So it was like, as he's going
Because then he
through,
comes behind him.
and he's like, and he's just like one hand, one motion, just like, And to me, that reminded me of like Alien, or Aliens, is like you're bumbling through something, you're trying it literally reminded me of Paul Reiser in Aliens, when he closed that door and he locked it, and they're all fighting the aliens, and he's like, and there's that one, it's just like, and gets him. Like that whole, that's what it reminded me of, that horror element.
Yeah.
And
Got him.
because he got him.
He got him good.
Like I said, I was sold ever since then, but that ending.
Yeah, episode one was good.
Y'all got any more thoughts on episode 1?
I don't know if I had any more thoughts on episode 1 other than, okay, we know he's a bounty hunter, and this seems to be like this asset would seem to be super sensitive, super important. He didn't know what it was, didn't have a name for it, didn't have a
puck.
He had a puck for it, but
No,
not the.
he didn't have a puck. Remember the puck
What did
was
he
a
have
digital.
instead?
He had the card, the chip that took him to where.
Yeah, they
okay.
didn't have a puck for
but
it.
it didn't have like all the information that he needed. It was just like, take this job.
Werner Herzog was like, someone of your abilities could easily track down this bounty. And I was like, man, stop. And it made me wonder, like, you knew what it was.
Yeah.
You didn't want him to know.
That's, yeah.
And then you said dead or alive, though?
The doctor.
Whoever that was said.
He said, no, we need the man alive.
He said, and then Werner Herzog said, he said, I understand bounty hunters are complicated business.
Yeah.
And for a little less money, we don't care if he's dead.
Yeah.
Or if the person is dead. And that's what led you. And that's when I was like, oh, y'all are up to something. And so now that we know who it is, Yobi, as Lauren has coined him, y'all make that hashtag happen.
And like, with a Y, because it's like Yoda and Baby. They got the B. A.
Yobi, Y-O-B.
And the B.
Y-O-B-Y?
Yobi.
Lauren, I'm asking you.
Yeah, I guess
you came up with it.
Y-O-B-Y. Yeah, Y-O-B-Y. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Okay, cool.
Yobi.
All right, so episode 2.
So, but the thing is, that whole scene, you know something's going to happen later on from the trailer because he shoots a stormtrooper in the face. Because you brought up stormtrooper helmets still ain't crap.
Oh yeah,
they're
still horrible.
They're still
terrible.
crap. So it's interesting. They knew what he was. Why did they want him? Other than him being
that's the question.
Other than him being force sensitive. What other?
And rare as heck.
True.
We ain't seen no other people like.
His little Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they didn't care if he was dead. So why did they? In other words, why him? Because that can't just be the only force sensitive person.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I don't know.
Creature.
I don't know exactly how the Jedi. How did the Jedi start?
Y'all tell us in the comments how Jedi
started.
Because they started as a kind of like, I'm not trying to be funny, but kind of like a bunch of people got together and were like, hey, we're gonna, we have these powers and we're gonna, be good and nice to each other, kind of like that.
But he could I mean,
he's 50, so we know he's a child.
Build up the
Jedi. But we don't know if he could, and we don't know.
Well, it's gonna take a couple hundred years for him to hit puberty.
But this is the thing: they could be asking him to lead the other side.
Oh yeah.
So
sure.
in other words, it's almost like the goose that laid the golden egg. It could go. I wonder, do they think they could go either way? And so with the end of that episode, and then 2 started, we got the Jawas. Son,
yeah, episode 2.
I was rolling when them Jawas got him.
They did.
Because I
thought he was gonna win.
I thought he did too.
Because because
you came all this way.
And up until that point,
when he was climbing
any
up,
conflict that we had seen him in, he'd always won, no matter what it was. Granted, it's only 1 episode, but we saw him in a couple conflicts. Like,
so
he's gonna figure out a way to beat him. Oh, nah,
right. So right now,
fill it back.
Right now, he is 0-1 against Jawas.
Yeah, true.
Because everybody else seems to be able to hit. Mandalorian 0, Jawas 1.
All he tried to do is get back and get this,
Son, they were so quick. They had, when he walked in the ship after he got kicked off, he was like, you could see through the hole. I was rolling.
Yeah.
I was like, these dudes are efficient.
Yes.
But again, they don't steal, they borrow.
Yeah.
Nah, they steal.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Mandalorian ship was all.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking we didn't acknowledge Nick Nolte's character. Love.
Oh yeah.
So, what's his name?
Cole. Kuill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How does he end this thing?
I have spoken.
I have spoken.
That's what I'm
saying. I have spoken.
You can start saying that now.
Yeah, I have spoken.
You can walk up to people. I want you to do this. I have spoken. And just walk up.
You get no type of retort. It's over. Thank you. But yeah, I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he was cool.
Unfortunately, he's only in 2 episodes, it seems, so I guess we're done with him. I
Because
kind of
remember
wish he was on his ship. But.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He offered
said,
him. And he offered him money, too.
I'm not
Remember
about to be no servant, though.
Yeah.
Remember in the first episode, he was like, man, take some of this because you helped me.
Mm-hmm.
And that honestly, that showed to me a little bit of his honor because he was like...
He wanted peace in the valley.
But
Yeah.
the
Knew
thing is...
that Yobi was causing everybody to go
But he
crazy
didn't know
trying
it
to
was
get this
Yobi.
thing. He didn't know, but
He
he
knew
knew that
something.
everybody was
Yeah.
trying to get it.
Right.
And the Mandalorian tried to pay him, was like, yo, you helped me, let me help you. He was like, nah, man, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never seen one of y'all in action.
Mm-hmm.
This has been cool. This has been fun. Send me a text.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out. Go back to my valley. My peaceful valley now. Thank you very much.
But yeah, so the Jawas were like, hey, we're gonna snap. If you give us this egg, if you gonna retrieve an egg for us, we'll give you your stuff.
We'll give you your stuff that we stole
Yeah.
from you back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. That's how we do it.
I'd have shot all of them in the face.
Man.
I
Yeah, I don't know if he could have got all.
I'd have waited till night. I'd have went back on that ridge. Oh, they stole a spaceship basically.
They did.
But how did they?
Because they good. They
They
Jawas.
good. They jack all the parts. They know how to take everything apart.
You know what Jawas are? Space dwarves. How like the dwarves can build and make it.
Yeah.
Space
Yeah.
dwarves.
Okay, I'll give you that. But this episode was funnier overall, just with tone.
Yeah.
With having definitely lone wolf and cub scenario.
How did y'all feel when Yobi used the Force?
So to me, I felt like they did a good job of foreshadowing. It's like, as soon as I saw him from the first episode, I was like, he's gonna use the Force.
Really?
Yeah, he was trying
I
to help
didn't-
him.
To me,
He was
it just
trying to help
makes
him when
sense.
his arm was cut. He was walking over to him and like pointing up to him, trying to get to his arm. And he was like, "Yo, man, go back
See-
into the crib. What are you doing?"
The
He
funniest
did
thing
it
is
again.
when,
He's like,
the funniest
Yeah.
thing is when
Go back.
he kept getting out of the egg.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. So you could tell that he was like, "Oh, let me help you with this or whatever. Let me help in some way." And so I was so ready for him to show us what he got, even though he's a baby.
Yeah, I was like, in my mind, I knew he was gonna use the Force. I just didn't know
Yeah.
what the scenario was gonna be. It's like, how are they gonna set up? Oh, he's gonna fight this big rhino thing that's coming at him. And it was, so before the Force happened, the Mandalorian pulls out his knife. Did you guys think that he was ready to just die? How did
I
you
think he was
that
ready to
scene?
take that. Like I think he was ready to take that L.
yeah, he's like, I might die, but I'm gonna take,
Yeah.
do as much damage to you as
And
as
the
I
knife
could.
ended up killing him.
Yeah,
I mean, it did after
yeah,
Yeah.
after he prison shaped him. I hate to say this, and I hate to be this guy. Y'all know what's about to happen, right? He gonna have to choose between giving.
Yeah,
Yobi.
he's not gonna
Oh,
give
for
him.
sure,
He's not
yeah.
gonna give him up.
He's not.
Definitely.
Oh,
So-
he won't give up Yobi.
I mean, he's gonna do it, but then he's gonna realize,
Oh, he's gonna have a conscience.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Now,
or something's gonna happen where he's like, I should have done that.
Well, because he has to get. It's like a journey back to where
Yeah.
he, to deliver.
Or
But something's gonna happen in between that time.
Yeah.
I wonder, does he realize what it is, and he doesn't bring him back?
After
And then-
seeing the Force,
But the thing,
ain't no way he's gonna.
But when he talks to Cole, he says he wasn't sure what he saw.
yeah,
So, do we know if he believes in the Force or not, or anything?
I think he believes in the Force, but I wonder if he's unsure if that's
What it is?
that's what it is. In other words, it could be like like when you see something, and you're like, it's like you see a Bentley, and you're like,
In Colombia?
see,
Right.
What's that?
In our city?
Sure, it's not a.
You like if you're in New York,
President must be in town.
you like when you see a Rolls Royce and you're in Charlotte or you're in Dallas, you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But when you're in Colombia, you're like,
I've been seeing a lot of Maseratis in Colombia.
I have, yeah.
you see a
what's
Maserati, you're like,
going on?
why are you at Kroger?
Right.
Right.
Like, this is what you decide to go pick up groceries in?
Yeah.
You know you got 2 doors, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I kind of feel like he was like that. He was like, that's a Maserati? Here? And he was like, but I'm wondering, is he going to pick up Yobi, get off planet, and then everybody and their mother tries to kill him?
Yeah.
Because remember, the contract went wide. IG-11 had it. We know Bill Burr's in the show. We know we're from
Gina Carano's in the show.
Gina Carano's in the show. We know Ming Na's in the show. We also know there's a clip in the trailer of his ship being chased by a TIE fighter. So I'm wondering.
They're coming for you.
I wonder if we have Cannonball Run in space.
Ooh, I like that.
where it's like it's basically like he's John Wick and everybody's like, we're gonna come get you, and he's like,
yeah, the big
Bring
long
it.
rifle you got.
Bring it.
because old boy when the dudes jumped off the cliff and tried to get him, and he hit that old dude with his own staff. I was like,
They ain't prepared at all.
When he had the flamethrowers and when he tried to light up the Jawas, he like, give you what? Boom. That was great.
Now, my question
that one
is,
John was like,
my question is, who were the guys that were protecting him? Yobi.
those were mercenaries.
But how did they get him?
That's the question. And see, that's why I'm like,
Or it?
And see, this is what I want to
Non-binary.
know. Your Empire dudes, how did they know? In other words, were they the original people who were like supposed to contract it? Because there was an army of them.
Mm-hmm.
How did they get him? How did the Empire dudes know about it? And did they double cross and they were like, we can't really move against you because then
We're gonna be exposed.
Yeah.
Basically. And so like after he doesn't decide to give the Yobi back, Werner Herzog is like, F it. Hey man, this dude
Everybody
in his
going
helmet
to the Mandalorian.
is giving me some problems.
Yeah.
I need you to bring your boys down to 125th Street. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering. But they have, what's the word I'm looking for? They have undermined my expectations so far with every episode.
I think that it's...
Circumvented.
Yeah, I think every episode has given us, these step ladders and to better episode, and I'm sure the third episode is going to have another twist to it as well.
And that comes out when?
I don't
When
know.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
No.
I
Because
think
remember,
it's weird, but it might be this Friday.
yeah, we just
Just
talk.
bring these
We
episodes out.
did,
We're
but
playing
it's
these
like
games.
they want to be weird.
Y'all
with
ain't
it.
y'all ain't got sweeps going on right now. Jeez.
Disney Plus, you ain't got sweeps.
Ain't gotta be
Yeah,
a slow
okay,
burn.
episode 3 is Friday, November 22nd.
That's next Friday.
Yep.
But when Yobi hit us with the 3-fingered,
Son, when
I was
Yobi,
like, it's Yoda!
I'm sorry, but when Yobi, I ain't gonna lie, that baby was cute. When he did
was
that,
so
when he did
cute.
like that thing like that, and I was like, I will give my life for you.
I was like, oh, so y'all trying to replace Baby Groot now? Give us something new.
basically, because
Oh.
Baby Groot was so cute.
Oh,
Now he's
So
a
I wonder how
teenager.
long before they like, all right, spoilers are out there. Let's make some Baby Yobis. You got Christmas presents for all your kids to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's smart.
Because Star Wars is all about merchandise for Star Wars.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Merch.
It's all about merchandise to George because they were stupid and gave George Lucas back the merchandising rights.
Yeah.
And George Lucas like, I'm about to make a mint.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Oh, speaking of toys, side note, third season of The Toys That Made Us is out
yeah,
today. I'm
Okay.
so excited. Ninja Turtles is one of the episodes. Oh, I'm going to watch that tonight.
Ninja Turtle fiend over here.
yeah.
I will be
happy.
back playing my Sims because I was telling Leroy I didn't go to sleep till 4:30 this morning.
Oh, having messy lives with your Sims?
No, I was in university, Sims University.
Oh, okay. Oh, because it came out.
It
right?
came out. It
Did you-
downloaded at midnight,
Did you
Okay.
graduate?
and not yet. Not yet. I got like a couple more. I think I have like one more hour of myself playing this game before I'm like, get through the whole week of my term. Anyways,
Okay, cool. So, any final thoughts?
I think it's really cute.
Yeah.
I just think it's cute. I think I'm fully invested in this little green
The reason why
thing.
she keeps saying cute because on the computer screen she has multiple pictures.
I have
of Yobi.
multiple pictures of Yobi.
Find us here on YouTube, also Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, WOTX.com, and we're out.